Hello everyone, it's Lel, and today we're going to talk about episode 11 from MEW 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 season 2, or 23 from MEW MEW MEW. We only have one episode left after this one, and I think this episode was very nice. And even though it didn't really have like the craziest battles and the craziest animation, it was so cool. And this was probably the last battle of the show, like as a battle. We're probably going to see lots of sparkling powers and shiny powers next week. But, you know, for this week, it was the last battle. And I feel like we had a nice balance between battles and emotions. So let's talk about it. I really like this first scene of the episode in which the girls are going to where the aliens are. First, because of their determination. And second, because we see everyone basically that the show has put on as a focus on the secondary characters that the show has focused on for now. We see Mint's brother. We see Ichigo's parents. We see Ichigo talks to her parents before going to the last battle. That's a cool addition. We see her parents looking at them flying. They don't know it's Ichigo, but it's nice that they're remembered at this moment. We see Ichigo's friends, and I feel like their inclusion here is nice because it feels like, oh, those are the civilians that are in the destroyed city watching MEW 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 go to battle because they know MEW MEW MEW. They know MEW 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 exists. So it's like, oh, we're being protected. Someone is battling for us. I feel like this is a nice addition, and it's also, you know, related to Ichigo. We also see Pudding's siblings, and we see Zakuro's friend, the director who appeared in Zakuro's episode. I don't remember the name, but she knows Zakuro is Mew Zakuro. She's filming her. She's ready to shoot this moment and show it to Zakuro later. Very nice. I feel like this scene really highlighted the nice points that MEW 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 brought in the second season, because in the second season we had more focus on each of the girls and, you know, their experiences in life in general. So I feel like this scene really added to that. I also like when the girls arrive there, they all want to protect the MEW MEW Cafe, and they know that they're gonna have a place to come back after all of this is over. And then when the battle starts, we also have this big friendship moment with Ichigo. So we have this big monster. It's the same from the first season, from the last battle from the first season, but now it's enhanced, it's more powerful. But the girls are more powerful as well now. They're more experienced in fights, even though the fights from the second season show the contrary. But still, this scene is also, I feel like this scene is a staple in Magical Girls. It's like, it's the moment in which the characters are going to show the main character the impact that she had in their lives. And it always gets me. It's a cliche, but it always gets me emotional. It was very nice seeing all the girls talk, how Ichigo changed their lives. I loved Leche's saying, I got to know you, you became my friend, I made friends, and I even fell in love. That was so cute. And I also loved Min saying that Ichigo is her best friend. That's also very adorable. And so they're all ready to protect Ichigo. And it was nice that Zakuro said something like, oh, Ichigo didn't want to leave them behind because they could get hurt and they wouldn't be able to fight like strong without her. And Zakuro was like, girl, we're very strong too. We're able to fight without you. Just go. That was so cool. I love that line. And so Ichigo went to battle Deep Blue. And the girls left battling the monster and Pie and Tart as well. So I really like the pairings of the fightings here. It's where the stakes are higher for each of the characters. That is also a very nice thing. And we have the addition of Kishu fighting to protect Ichigo from Deep Blue. Deep Blue was ready to kill Mew Ichigo, and Kishu jumped in. And he kept on teasing her. He kept on, you know, wanting to kiss her. And he did kiss her in the cheek this time. He didn't steal a kiss from her this time around. And Kishu went on to defy everything he believed in to protect Ichigo. He defied his king, Deep Blue, to protect Ichigo. And we're going to get to Kishu's part when it's time. So first, let's get to the actual battle. So we have the monster fighting against Mew Mint and Mew Zakuro, Pie against Lettuce, and Tart against Pudding. So let's start with the monster. So as I said before, in season 2, especially in the first few episodes, the girls felt kind of weak. And it was weird to me. I said it in my videos. It was very weird to me because in season 1, at the end of season 1, they were very strong. And then it felt like their power was like a little lesser. And so it felt a little strange to me that Zakuro and Mint by themselves were fighting against a big, stronger monster. But let me tell you something. I don't care. It might be contradictory, but I don't care. I am here for a ride. I am here because I love the characters. And I'm here to see nice ideas put on, getting out of paper and putting on screen. And this is what we got here. We first got some tender and mellow moments between Mint and Zakuro. That was very cute. And I loved how Mint was like, I'm very honored to fight with you, Onesama. And Zakuro was like, I am the best whenever I'm fighting together with you. So girl, I fangirled at this moment, okay? I was like, I love this. And it was very nice. And they were having a hard time. There were lots of bombs around, but they had to do something about it. So they created a technique. And look, I absolutely love this scene because I really love when magical girls, they have one power. Like in Tokyo Mew Mew, they basically have one power each. And they get creative with it. I feel like this is something more recent to the magical girl genre. Like, more recent as in like the last 20 years or something. Oh my god, I'm getting old. But I love when they're able to use the powers in so many creative ways, and they actually work at the end, you know? So this is another important thing. The powers have to work at the end, because I remember like in the classic Sailor Moon, they also got creative with powers a lot, but they still felt very weak. And so they created this new technique to defeat all the bombs, and I love it. I love it. Like, they were both using their core powers and the core attacks they have, but they were still able to do something so out of the box, so different. Girl, I just loved it. And this attack even had a special name. I think it was Ribbon Mint Spin. Was that it? I don't remember, but it did have its own name, and I love it. You know, Mint spinning around and just throwing arrows left and right. It's so cool. It's so nice that the girls are able to think about it and execute it, and it ends up working at the end. I just loved it. And look, this scene just solidified. I think it was already solidified, but it solidified it even further. This is my favorite version of Mint, comparing Mint from the manga, Mint from the 90s, from the 2000s anime, and Mint from Tokyo Mew Mew. This is my favorite Mint. Absolutely. I love her, and she is so fierce. She's so cool. I just love it. And I also like that I feel like when we get to Mint's attack, Ribbon Mint Echo, it's the most boring one. But I like that in this episode and in this fight, she was the one to actually lead the power. You know, like it was her power. Like she had the destructive power, and Zakuro took care of the technique part of it. I love it. I just love it. It was so nice. I just feel it was incredible. And another thing I like about this is that there were so many arrows, and Mint is a bird, so her power is inspired by a bird, that we had feathers flowing all around. And those feathers, they kept on in the whole scene. It just adds to the magic and to the aesthetic of everything. Like, it's the last battle, and it looks this epic. You know, it's so cool. I just think it's incredible. You know, at the end of the day, it's incredible. And obviously they exhausted themselves. They used all of the power they could. And then we had Lettuce versus Pie. I just love it too. Girl, how Lettuce has grown and how strong she is in this version. I love it. And it's interesting because, like, if we look at the season, if we look at the series before this, they were never really able to hold a candle against the generals. And now she's able to fight one-on-one against Pai. And Pai even mentioned that, like, oh, you shouldn't be able to fight against me by yourself. And she's like, I'm not fighting by myself. She has the power of everybody through her. The feelings of everyone is resonated. So it works very nicely. I just love it. Look at how cool she looks at this shot. Girl, oh my god, she's just incredible. and she's also exhausted at the end. And then we had Pudding versus Tart. Pudding is another thing that I forgot to mention. All of the fights here have some sort of something. You know, obviously, Ichigo against Deep Blue, Aoyama, and Kishu. They all have relations with Ichigo. When it comes to Mint and Zakuro, they don't have any special relationships with any of the villains, but they have a relationship between themselves. So they were put to fight together. And Pudding and Tart, you know, there is something there. Pudding really likes Tart. And Pie and Lettuce is probably the only duo that hasn't had much, but they still had some lines between each other. And I also like, because before this, Pie was the one to throw the ideas at Lettuce, and Lettuce started thinking about them. It's like, oh, probably the humans are in the wrong with this. And now she's able to come up with an answer. They're probably wrong, but the way you're doing it is not right. So that's why we're stopping you. Destroying everything and not talking and not discussing everything that's going on is not okay. So this is why we're going to discuss. And so I really like the combinations. It really is like, it's really like the culmination of everything. It just feels so cool. And I really like this moment too. You know, they didn't fight very much. You know, Pudding did throw her weapons at him, and she got some hits in. But in general, it was really nice that she was able to hug him very close and cry her heart out. Very sweet moment, right? And then we get to Kishu's battle to protect Ichigo. So here is another very powerful moment of the episode, which is Kishu is going after Ichigo, after Deep Blue to defend Ichigo. And during the battle, he keeps on talking and explaining his feelings. And at the end of the day, he explains that he basically loves her. And he is doing everything he's doing because he loves Ichigo. And the love he has, he doesn't say this, but the love he has for Ichigo, his feelings for Ichigo are stronger than anything else. Because everything he's been doing so far was for Deep Blue. And was to get Earth back and for the planets to work and to awaken Deep Blue. But none of that matters, because what matters to him at the end is Ichigo. And I really like the construction of his character, because he is ultimately a very toxic character, you know, because like when he likes something, it's just that something for him that's important. And it doesn't matter the method, he needs to get that something, even if it's like throwing away everything else that he believed in before this. And so what he does is basically go against everything he believed in just for the love he had for Ichigo. And it's like, so far in the show, Kishu has been horrible to Ichigo. We know that. But it's nice because, as I said, I feel like he is like the intensity of his character is like, okay, I'm going to treat you bad because that's how I know how to, you know, show my feelings. But whenever the time comes, the way I have to protect you is give my life for you. You know, like there is no in between for him. Like there's absolutely no in between for his character. And I feel like obviously someone like Kishu in real life is a big no. But for a show like Tokyo Mew Mew, I feel like it works. And I just think that the way it was done here, it was so intense. And for Ichigo, it was also very confusing because, you know, he basically gave up his life for her, for defending her. And it's also nice because, like, they barely know each other. Because if you think like Ichigo and Aoyama, they went on dates, they spent time together. And Kishu and Ichigo, they didn't. They only fought. And the only moment that he spent with Ichigo was antagonizing her. So it's like so bizarre to think about it. But at the same time, I feel like it works for Ichigo to get a little bit more emotional here at this moment and maybe break Deep Blue. And this scene was very nice as well. Like, I have something to tell you. And then he ends up giving her a kiss on the cheek before dying. very dramatic, as Kishu has to be. Like, nothing can be normal with Kishu. But Ichigo obviously gets very, very emotional through all of this. And everything Kishu did was to impress her. He really wanted her to notice him this way. Obviously, she wouldn't because, you know, his actions were really bizarre. But that doesn't justify Ichigo wanting him to die. So obviously she would be sad for everything. And Deep Blue, noticing that, you know, things were shaken in Deep Blue, and Aoyama was able to awaken from inside Deep Blue. This emotional reunion between them catalyzed something. Not catalyzed, made them discover that Deep Blue's blood gives life. And so they knew that the Mew Aqua was there somewhere, and Mew Aqua is actually Deep Blue. Like, Deep Blue's body is the Mew Aqua. And so Aoyama was ready to sacrifice himself so that Ichigo would use the Mew Aqua on him to restore everything. And it's very funny because, like, we're dealing with a show about the environment. So I understand the Mew Aqua restoring the environment. But, like, there are so many buildings destroyed, and the Mew Aqua will probably restore that as well. So it's very weird to me, like, when we have those shows and those Magical Girl shows, and then they have to destroy they have to get the environment back, like, especially Tokyo Mew Mew, because it's about the environment. It's not about the buildings. It's not about something that people have made, like men have made. And so everything will be back to normal, even the environment. So even the buildings, probably. I don't know. But still, it's weird. Like, it's not weird to me when it's Precure, you know, because Precure, like, this part doesn't matter. But here, it does kind of make a difference. So when he was ready to sacrifice himself, Ichigo didn't want that, but he was ready to do it. But Deep Blue got control back of his body, and he is now ready to kill Ichigo, and nothing will stop him. I mean, something will stop him because he is not going to win. We know that. But still. Anyways, I really think that this was really nice, groundbreaking to me, even when it comes to Tokyo Mew Mew. You know, Tokyo Mew Mew was never really a magical girl with super intense battles or battles that used to impress me. And Tokyo Mew Mew is able to do that. You know, I think that it's not comparable to something like Precure, but it's its own thing. We don't have to compare. You know, we have to enjoy Tokyo Mew Mew for what it is. And for what it is, it's making a great damn job. Tokyo Mew Mew, thank you very much. This was an amazing episode. And next week is the last episode. I'm really hoping season 3 is announced. We need season 3. We need a la mode. And for that to happen, please go stream Tokyo Mew Mew Music, Tokyo Mew Mew Music on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Music, whenever you listen to music, go stream it officially so that Smoothie gets lots of streams and we're able to get more stuff from them and a new season. Because, you know, if we get a new season, Smoothie will keep on living. Anyways, babies, this was my view on this episode 11 from Tokyo Mew Mew Season 2. Please leave yours in the comment box. Let's hype ourselves for the last episode next week. Oh my god, it's coming. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thank you to the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. Bye bye.